The Finding Freedom in the Country webinar will be starting shortly. The Finding Freedom in the Country webinar will be starting shortly. Thank you for joining us at Live Free Academy. The Finding Freedom in the Country webinar will be starting shortly. We're glad to have you today. Shout out to the Twitter and YouTube audience. We're glad to have you today, and shout out to the folks that signed up for the webinar. We are really excited to deliver this important information. Let's go ahead and get right to it. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome. John Bush here with the Finding Freedom in the Country webinar, and I am so excited to be delivering this important information to you today. Look, folks, times are changing. The Smart City Agenda, the Great Reset, Agenda 21, the 2030 Agenda, traditional tyranny, you name it, all this stuff is happening at breakneck speed. And I've come to realize if you care about freedom, privacy, bodily autonomy, building community, being prepared and independent, the best place that you can reside is out in the country. And today we are going to teach you a 5-step framework that you can leverage to create freedom in the country. Okay, so I want to shout out, folks, if you're watching on the webinar, let me know in the chat, where are you tuning in from? Where you tuning in from? And for those of you that are watching on YouTube, let us know there in the chat. We should be streaming to good old free Twitter as well. So let me know where you guys are tuning in from. Glad to be joining. Let me see. Where are you tuning in from? Where are you tuning in from? Where are you tuning in from? All righty. I don't see anybody there. Let me know in the chat, guys. Can you guys hear me okay? Everything coming good? There's Vanessa coming in from Brooklyn. Brooklyn. Excellent, excellent. Thank you so much for joining us. Let's go ahead and get right down to it. Tuning in from a Graphene OS and VPN, Manson, Washington, Georgia, Northeast Texas. Okay, there's my peeps. There's a little bit of a delay on the webinar chat. Let's go ahead and get right down to it. Like I said, this is the Freedom in the Country webinar, Finding Freedom in the Country webinar. I'll be presenting the material today. My lovely wife, Rebecca, is out of town. She's coming back this weekend, missing her a lot, but we'll be sure to deliver everything that we've experienced in our converging stories as well. Look, some people love living in the city. You got the restaurants, you got the nightlife, you got the culture, the arts, the business, right? But let's face it, at times there can be some big problems. Maybe it's the suburbs, the cookie cutter life. Everybody's hidden in their little box, going to work for the 9 to 5. It can be a struggle. It can be a challenge. I don't think it's aligned with our nature as human beings, as a social animal, as people that just yearn for more. Maybe you live in a major city like I used to live in the city of Austin. This is actually a picture from the city of Austin. There was major homelessness issues not too long ago. On top of that, in the city, you got traffic holding you back, slowing you down, smog, just the frustration, people cutting you off, right? Now contrast that with the small town life. You can live far out in the country, or you can live even in a small town, and things are peaceful, things are quaint, things are chill. Of course, the further you get from the cities, the more laid back, the more relaxing things tend to be. Well, I got news for you, folks. A lot of people struggle with this. A lot of people feel frustrated. They say, hey, John, I hear what you're saying. We'd love to get out of the city, move into the country, but we can't afford it. We don't know where to start. I worry about my credit score. This whole mortgage stuff's got me overwhelmed. The interest rates are going through the roof. Worry not, ladies and gentlemen. I understand it's a challenge. We had to figure it out as we went, but we've developed this 5-part framework, and I want to let you know that myself, my lovely wife, and our team here at Live Free Academy, we are here to lend a helping hand. Now, as I shared, the interest rates are going through the roof. You may be thinking to yourself, how am I going to get a mortgage when the mortgage payment is going to just be gangbusters, going to break the bank? Maybe you're concerned about Agenda 21, which aimed to herd human beings into compact cities so they can be controlled, monitored, and surveilled. Couple that with the Smart City Agenda, along with our good friend Klaus Schwab. You'll own nothing and be happy. I got news for you, Klaus. We're going to own land. We're going to own firearms, farm, livestock, equipment, you name it, and we are going to be not only happy, but but we're going to be free. The Smart City Agenda seeks to surveil, track, and trace. This is a big concern of mine. I imagine it's a concern of yours too. Are you aware of this Smart City Agenda? Let me know in the chat if you've heard about what this is all about. Essentially, there's this concept of the Internet of Things and the Internet of Bodies, where every single bit of technology, every person, every bit of biodiversity will be tracked and cataloged. In fact, Bill Gates' Microsoft is working on a planetary supercomputer. Pretty alarming stuff there, if you ask me. But the cities are where the heart of this beast system is being erected. It's all about following you, tracking your personal carbon allowance, and then we have the 15-minute city agenda, which is a big piece of it as well. This is alarming. This is concerning, but worry not, ladies and gentlemen. There is an exit, and here at Live Free Academy, we've developed an exit plan, and we are here to help you. There is a path to success if you carefully follow a 5-step framework that we're going to lay out here today. So my goal with this webinar is for you to believe that buying land and building community is the key to creating a life of freedom, and the best way to attain this life is to follow our 5-step framework. So let's go ahead and share a bit about myself, a bit about me and my lovely wife, and the work that we're doing in this world. That's our homestead there in the top left. Our modest little 1,400 square foot house. We got an 11.2 kilowatt solar system. We have 3 Tesla power walls. We got about 8 chickens. We have a bountiful garden that's cranking and doing really well. We do all sorts of podcasts, workshops, webinars, in an effort to help educate people. We work closely with other experts like Curtis Stone, Jeff Lawton, Joel Salatin, you name it, in order to fine-tune our knowledge and our wisdom, and we love to put these folks in front of our audience as well. Soon I will share with you a special offer to join us for a big event that we have coming up, and we're going to have some really incredible speakers, and it's going to be a powerful opportunity for you to be empowered when it comes to land. Now, my wife and I both came to this world from about the same place. I'm a little bit older than she is. It was years ahead of it, but it's the same concept. We both saw the wars as being morally reprehensible. We both saw that politics maybe could be the way out. We both were very much in the Ron Paul revolution, me in 2008, Rebecca in 2012. But we came to realize politics wasn't the answer. We were both seeking freedom. But if you've gotten involved with politics, you may recognize a lot of it has to do with just spinning your wheels, basically. Have you guys been frustrated with politics? Let me know in the chat there. I'm watching on the YouTube chat, and I'm also watching there on the webinar stream. At the end of the day, even if you slow down the growth of tyranny by passing laws or pushing back on bills, you're not creating real freedom, and that's frustrating. What we're really seeking is real freedom in the country. Living the life, living free, experiencing the solitude and the solace, but not just solitude, but connecting with freedom, right, ladies and gentlemen? Now, it's also about being prepared, having that independence of the grocery store, independence of the grid, but really what we're after is peace. Just having the peace of mind to know that no matter what's going on in the crazy world, everything is going to be okay. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So we both experimented with alternative living. Rebecca bought a camper. She called it a glamper, decked it out, made it all nice inside with nice wood floor and backsplash. I was moving out of the city, living in a converted school bus. I tell you what, it was rough. We were trying the alternative lifestyle, trying to get out of the city, but we weren't owning our own land. We didn't own the land underneath our feet, and that was a challenge. We knew that we wanted to do something bigger. We wanted to buy a big piece of land. We wanted to buy and build an intentional community with other freedom lovers, but we were just talking about it. Blah, 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 blah. We just had a desire. We were speaking into the world, but we weren't making it happen. Well, when COVID came around, good old COVID, the lockdowns, weren't the lockdowns just absolutely ridiculous, like just crazy nuts? Well, in the city of Austin, it was especially onerous and burdensome, and people were real ugly and nasty, making snide remarks because you weren't wearing a mask. Well, this was a big eye-opener for us, and it accelerated our effort to exit the city. On top of that, in 2020, We had the snowpocalypse, aka Snowvid. This was actually 2021, February 2021. There was this hardcore snowstorm that knocked out the Texas power grid, and we knew that we could no longer live in the city. We had to do everything we could to get out into the country and to get off the grid, and we did just that. We wrote down a plan. We had faith in our ability to execute, and we drove the ball down the field. We asked ourselves, if not now, then when? And that brings me to our 5-part framework. This will be the bulk of the webinar that we're doing here today, laying out these 5 components that I strongly believe if anybody follows these 5 pieces, you can find freedom in the country. And the first piece is to get your mind right. Then you got to come up with a plan. Then you actually acquire the property, which can be challenging. Find your people and take massive action. Now, I do want to note, maybe you find the people before you acquire the property because you buy the land cooperatively with other people, okay? This is our 5-part framework for finding freedom in the country. Let me know if you're tracking along with me. Is this making sense for you guys? Are you guys picking up on what we're sharing? Do you see how this could happen and work for you? Let's get right down into it. The first piece is to get your mind right. This is the most important piece of all, which is why it comes first. Now, the big thing that you need to do, ladies and gentlemen, is make a decision. Make a decision to exit the cities, buy land, and build community in the country. That's actually a little grayscale picture of the back piece of our property. We have a 10-acre homestead, as I shared before. You got to make a decision, folks. This is actually from a book, Your Next 5 Moves by Patrick Bet-David. If you actually explore the word decision, you find the Latin root of the word decision means to cut off. When you make a decision, you're cut off from taking some other course of action, okay? So I want you guys to decide right now. I want you guys to just share with me in the chat, I am deciding to exit the city. I am deciding to exit the city. Let me see you share that in the chat there. Let me see you drop that in the webinar. I am deciding to exit the city. And when you make that decision, you cut off any other possibility. And this, ladies and gentlemen, is the first step to moving the ball down the field towards fulfilling your dreams. This is a great quote that resonates with my wife and I quite a bit. It's from Napoleon Hill. Whatever the mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve. Whatever the mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve. So I need you to conceive of a life of freedom, independence, self-sufficiency, connected community, and believe in your ability to do it, because those are the 2 necessary elements to making this happen. Conceiving of the idea, seeing it, and believing in your ability to make it happen. Now, we're big fans of this whole manifestation concept, and this is a picture from June of 2019, several years ago. When Becca and I were first starting to date, she was very, very adamant about getting a Tesla. And to be honest, I didn't really know what all the hubbub was about until I actually drove one. They sure are fun to drive, but Becca was like, I want to drive a Tesla. I've been driving this beat-up yellow pickup truck. The gas prices are absolutely through the roof, and with a big V8 engine and no power windows or power locks. I want to drive a Tesla. So I said, you know, Becca, you should write it down. But write it down as though it's already a reality. Don't say, I want to drive a Tesla. It's my goal to drive a Tesla. Say, I drive a Tesla. And sure enough, a couple days after she wrote that, someone drove up to her, the company she was working for, Village Farm Tiny Homes, and they had a white Tesla. And they let her drive it. You want to drive a Tesla? You can drive mine. So she actually did drive a Tesla, right? And sure enough, slowly but surely, a couple years later, us working together, we actually bought a Tesla. So it just kind of goes to show you believe in yourself, you can manifest things, you got to write it down, you got to get real clear on what it is that you want in life. And we were able to manifest it. Now, here's another example of this manifestation. Becca has been so passionate about eco-villages for so many years. She knew that she wanted to spread the word and just how amazing living in community can be, living in harmony with Earth. So she hosted this event, the Imaji Living Eco-Village Seminar. And she got, a good 15 people to show up. So you can see this crowd here. Everybody's intently listening. You got 15 people. Well, she stuck with it. This is her mission. This is her dream in life. And she continued. She conceived of an idea of hosting a giant event. She believed in this idea, and wouldn't you know it, just a few years later, she achieved it. And she now collaborates with myself and our team to host the Exit and Build Land Summit. That's what I'm going to be telling you about later. I hope you'll join us. You can join virtually. Ideally, you can join us in person. But we routinely have 450 plus people show up to the Bastrop Convention Center for this incredibly powerful event. And I hope that you'll consider joining us later. I'm going to make a special offer with some really incredible bonuses here once we wrap up today. Excellent, excellent. Now, again, if you believe you won't do it or you can't do it, you're not going to get anything happening. If you want to do it, now you're starting to build up that desire. You ask, how do I do it? I think I can do it. How do I actually do it? And you try, you believe you can do it, and then sure enough, you will it to happen, and you make it happen. Here's another piece of the mindset. Begin with the end in mind. This is from Stephen Covey's 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. To begin with the end in mind means to start with a clear understanding of your destination. It means to know where you're going so that you better understand where you are now and you could take steps in the right direction to make sure you're always going in the right direction. Begin with the end in mind. So I want to encourage you guys to paint a real picture, a real clear picture of what it is that you want. And I'd love to invite you guys to share in the chat on the webinar, share in the chat on YouTube what it is that you want. What is your end? What do you have in mind as far as your end goal? Maybe it's having a homestead where you can hang out with the grandchildren. Maybe it's wanting to get out of the city so you can relax and write your book finally, sitting on the front porch, watching the beautiful hillside, serene country views. Whatever it may be, let me hear you share with me. What is your end? Begin with the end in mind. Begin with the end in mind. Okay, so that's the first piece of the framework. Believe in yourself. Get your mind right. Conceive of an idea and believe in your ability to achieve it. Right? Begin with the end in mind. Will it to happen. Manifest it to happen. Overcome those limiting beliefs. Change up the way you communicate with yourself so you can break free of that verbal trap we often inflict upon ourselves. Because like Henry Ford said, whether you think you can or you can't, you're right. Now the mindset, you can't, I could teach you the tactics, I could teach you about getting a mortgage, I could teach you how to find people, I could teach you creative ways to finance, but if you don't believe in your ability to get it done, it's all for naught. That's why we put the mindset piece first with everything we do here at Live Free Academy. But we can't just stop with the mind and we just think it, and if we just think enough and meditate enough and the law of attraction is going to manifest the land, we'll just float over to the piece of property outside of the city. No, ladies and gentlemen, we got to take things further. We got to come up with a plan. We got to come up with a plan. That's the second piece of our 5-part framework for finding freedom in the country. Don't call it a dream, ladies and gentlemen. Call it a plan. It's not a dream. We're going to take our dreams and manifest them into reality by planning. Now, write down what you want. This ties in with the last piece. Begin with the end in mind. Get real clear on specifically what it is that you want. So this is exactly what Becca wrote down on paper before we moved out to this homestead. And she actually took a picture there on the homestead. So as you can see, out of these 13 pieces, hill country views, lots of trees, 3-bedroom house, at least 2 toilets. We actually didn't accomplish that, but there's a toilet in the guest house. Extra house, office area, ability to host RV, tiny homes. We now have 2 RVs that are living on our property, 2 community members. We're looking for a third. Host events, concerts, meetings. We host events there. No deed restrictions, good soil, right? So as you can see, out of 13 items, we managed to manifest a good 90% or so. But you can't manifest it, you can't get it if you don't write it down. You got to write it down. A big piece of writing down things and coming up with a plan is setting goals. Goals. Here's the cool thing about goals, ladies and gentlemen. If you lay these goals out, I will own a 10-acre plus property 45 minutes from the city by the year 2025, by the end of 2025. Now we have a destination. We have a goal. And that gives us the ability in the present moment, which matters the most above all else, the present moment, it gives us the ability to ask ourselves, are my thoughts, are my actions, are my words, are my habits in alignment with the goals that I've set for myself? If the answer is yes, let's go, let's lean in. If the answer is no, for example, I know I got to get my money together. I got this goal of buying the homestead, but I got to come up with the money for the down payment, and I got to clean up my credit. So Now you know what your goal is. You've made a plan. You know, in order to achieve that goal, I got to accomplish these objectives. I got to carry out these actions in order to accomplish those objectives. And in the present moment, your friends call you up and say, hey there, Tabitha or Joe, whatever your name is. Hey, Katrina. Hey, Al. Hey, Linda. Hey, Christine. We're all going out for drinks later today. You know, a couple months ago, we went out. We had an absolute blast. It was a banger. Are you going to come with us? Let's go. Yeah. I don't know if everybody's coming at, but that's something that springs up, especially for younger folk. And then you can ask yourself, wait a second, is going out, getting buzzed up and wasted with my friends in alignment with my goal? Is it going to bring me closer to my goal or further away? Just the same. You know, I got to get my money together. I got to come up with this plan. I know I have this goal. Well, I could binge watch a whole nother season of the latest show I'm watching on Netflix here on a Saturday. Is that in alignment with my goals? Maybe it is, maybe it's not, probably not. You could say, no, I'm going to go ahead and start planning. I'm going to go find a realtor. I'm going to go tour properties, whatever it may be. The goals are important because they help you to make decisions. They help you to make decisions. Thanks so much, Chris. Appreciate you joining us for the webinar. The replay will be sent out here shortly. Folks, if you're watching on YouTube and you want to tap into the work that we're doing, you want to follow along, you want to stay up to date on the latest from Live Free Academy, if this message is resonating with you, I want to invite you to join our daily email newsletter at livefree.academy/email, livefree.academy/email. If you're watching on the webinar, you guys are already on the email list. Now, when it comes to goals, let's make these goals SMART. This is an acronym, of course. Our goals should be specific. They should be measurable. They should be achievable, relevant to our values and our principles, and time-bound. Time-bound. Okay? Now, you know, something's better than nothing, of course. Becca's thing said, I drive a Tesla. So if that was her goal, I drive a Tesla. Whenever the woman came to tour the property and she drove the Tesla, she would have accomplished her goal. I drive a Tesla. I drove a Tesla. I did my goal, right? But to get more clear, be very specific. I own, paint the picture. What color is it? What does it feel like to drive? I own a Tesla, and I've made the purchase by the end of this specific date. Those dates hold us accountable. So again, SMART goals. This is a great thing to take notes on if you're taking notes. Really good goals should be specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. Okay, let's go ahead and hit number 3. We're rolling right through it. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for tuning in to the Freedom in the Country webinar. I'm your host, John Bush, and I'm always excited to share this potent information. I know that this framework works because I've used it myself. Not only that, I've coached many, many people, and I've seen many people in our community, whether they've come to our events or not, they have used this exact same framework. I started to see it, seeing patterns like, oh, wow, they moved out of the city into the country. How'd you do it? Oh, well, we did blah, blah, blah. And it's just, it works. But you got to believe in yourself first. Never forget that. Okay, folks, the next piece is to acquire the property. This is where people sometimes get lost, but we're going to demystify it for you here. One thing you need to be aware of, where are we going to go? If we live in the city, where can we go? And right now I want to share this with you guys. I just added, this is just for the webinar audience here. I just added in the chat a free guide on the Exit and Build top strategic locations for buying land and building community. I shared it there in the chat. You guys should be able to see it pop up in the chat, whether you're on mobile or on your computer. Go ahead and download that guide. Very valuable. It's not available anywhere else. It's just a gift from me to you for signing up for the webinar. And I'll just break down a couple of the spots. Of course, we're big fans of Central Texas. Central Texas is great. Texas is a relatively free state. There's no income tax. Very conservative, very independent, very Southern-friendly type folks. Not everywhere, of course. Not in the big cities very often, but out in the country, people are super chill, super friendly, always there to lend a helping hand. Love living out in the great state of Texas. There's also a huge freedom community here in Central Texas. So we invite you to come join us here in Bastrop County or wherever suits your fancy. There's a giant pocket of people in the Houston area, also in the Central Texas area, the counties surrounding Travis. I would advise you not to move to the city of Austin. It's gone to hell in a handbasket, although we do have a lot of cool people that are friends with us that live in the city of Austin, and they're part of our broader freedom community. We're also big fans of Tennessee. Lots of cool stuff going on in Tennessee. Very free state. Florida's a good place to be. New Hampshire's a good place to be. We're fond of Mexico as well. Derek Bros has a strong community, and there's a lot of freedom cells. That's the network of freedom-loving people that are solutions-focused, working together to create greater freedom in their lives. The Freedom Cell Network, freedomcells.org, freedomcells.org. Huge movement of people there in Mexico. Now, you want to get clear on the property that you're choosing. What's an essential quality of a homestead? We want to have land that's conducive to growing. We want to have land, maybe we could have livestock, resilient permaculture opportunities. Ideally, it's far from a major city, at least 45 minutes from a major city, but we like to be in close proximity to a small town. That way you can still go to the grocery store, you can still go to the farmer's market, maybe there's a movie theater to take the kids or to go on a date with their significant other, maybe you can meet some people in town. We like to have a combination of forest, woody area, but also some cleared land. Ideally, it can have a well or is capable of having a well. And you definitely want to avoid deed restrictions, and you can get yourself a bit of a fast start if there's actually infrastructure like a house, septic tank, barn, that type of stuff on the land as well. Okay, here's a really important and critical piece. To find a mission-aligned realtor. Find a mission-aligned realtor, and I believe we set up a form. We found an incredible realtor. I need to go ahead and get that page, though. livefree.academy/Deb. So if you're interested in moving to Central Texas, we actually have a really awesome realtor that is a freedom person. She's done development. She's done all sorts of work in the property space. But you want to find somebody that gets what it is that you're doing. If you're wanting to grow food, you want to find somebody that could talk to you about, is this land, is this soil conducive to growing food? If you want to do an intentional community style development, you want to find somebody that knows the ins and outs, can break down what the county regulations are. So finding a realtor will definitely help to fast track everything that is you're doing. Now, if you're going to go traditional finance, TradFi as they call it, you're going to have to come up with a down payment. So when you're purchasing a house, a place with a house, there could be a good 3.5–5%. If you're buying raw land, then you have to come up with 20% usually. Now, this varies, of course. I'm going to go ahead and drop here. If anybody's looking for a webinar to move to Texas, if anybody's looking for a realtor to move to Texas, I just dropped a link. Arkansas is a cool place. Very great climate in Arkansas. Relatively free state. I'm a fan of Arkansas, sure. I just dropped a link there. If anybody's interested in moving to Texas, we have an incredible realtor that is capable of taking on new clients that can help you out. She's part of our community here. She will be speaking at the Exit and Build Land Summit. I'll be sharing a little bit more about you here in a second. But a lot of people get hung up on the money piece. Just want to, if you're like, okay, I found the place. I really want to try to buy this place. Find your realtor. Maybe the realtor found it. Go talk to a banker if you're going to be doing a traditional mortgage. It may be easier than you think. It may cost less, maybe it costs more, but the idea is you got to get your mind right. And instead of saying, if they're like, yeah, so we're going to need at least a $30,000 down payment or a $60,000 down payment, depending on the property. And you're like, I can't afford that. I can't afford $30,000. I want to encourage you. This is a classic move I learned from Robert Kiyosaki. Rather than saying I can't afford it, ask yourself, how can I afford it? Then the universe starts conspiring in your favor. It opens up all sorts of possibilities. So again, don't say I can't afford it. Say, how can I afford it? Sometimes in order to pull the money together, you got to stay broke. Stay broke, ladies and gentlemen. This is actually a strategy from Grant Cardone. You got to stay broke. And what that means is even if you're bringing in extra money, you're working a side hustle, you're bringing in extra money later on when you're off of work, you don't just go spend that money on meaningless things. You stay broke. You funnel that money into your savings account to put the land together. Okay, guys? You stay broke. And this is some of the things that Rebecca and I did. We moved into a 399 square foot tiny home. The payment on that place was subsidized with Becca's work. She was working her butt off, living in this tiny home. The kids and I moved in so we could save money. We both drove beat up old cars that were paid off so we could save up. Finally, we pulled the money together to put down the down payment. This is a picture of us paying the earnest money to the title company, okay? But you got to stay broke, ladies and gentlemen. Don't go spend that money on frivolous things. Go ahead and meet with the banker. They'll come up with certain plans and ideas. They'll check on what your credit score is. Like I said, if you don't know what all the details are, how can you know how far out of reach it is, or maybe it's closer than you think? You can also get creative. Our good friend Derek Bros, they organized a group that actually raised some money to help buy a piece of property down in Mexico. On top of that, you can buy land cooperatively with other people. So let's say your down payment's $50,000. You're like, oh my God, $50,000. What if you got 5 people together and everybody put $10,000? $10,000 is a lot more accessible. Plus, you could buy the land cooperatively. Many hands makes for light work. Okay, guys? Are y'all following along with me? Let me hear you say heck yeah in the chat if you are following along. I'm super grateful that you are spending some time with us. I know perhaps our most valuable resource on this earth is our time and our attention. So let me express this word of gratitude to you for joining me when you could be doing a whole slew of other things. Maybe some of you are sneaking at work when you should be doing work. Kudos to you for joining us. We'll be letting you get back here shortly. We're going to be wrapping up here in about 30 minutes. All right, the next step, ladies and gentlemen, is to find your people. Find your people. Even though we say self-sufficiency, there really is no self-sufficiency. It's all about community sufficiency, working together in order to build a strong, connected, reciprocal community of freedom-loving people that have one another's back so we can build the new earth as the old systems cripple around us. Find your people. Buying land with people really is what it's all about. You don't have to buy the land with people per se, although you can. You could buy the land yourself and then invite someone to live on your place with an RV. Maybe that mortgage seems a little bit out of reach. Well, what if you had someone paying $500 a month living there, helping out in the garden and drinking some tea on a Sunday afternoon, becoming your best friend? This is the life that you can have if you want it. If you believe in your ability to do it, you can achieve it. I promise. Okay, ladies and gentlemen. Now, there's also collaborative living. You can do work away from wolf farming, which is like you kind of sample out the farm life. It's the worldwide organization of, what does it actually stand for? Worldwide Opportunities on Organic Farms. Worldwide Opportunities on Organic Farms. You might be able to find some farms that are looking for people. You could do a work trade. You could move your RV or tiny home onto somebody's place. Collaborative living is one option with finding your people. Here at Radical Roots Ranch, we have 2 community members. This is Tanya. She just helps us out so immensely with the chickens and the garden operation. So just connect with mission-aligned people. You can host gardening parties. Find people that are experts. Identify and connect with someone who knows more than you do and learn from them. That's a picture of Kelly, the master gardener. Ever since he came and advised us and helped us with some elbow grease, we've just really accelerated our farm operation and really excited and blown away by all that. Finally, bring your kiddos, bring your family, get your family involved, and they can most definitely help pave the way, ladies and gentlemen. On top of that, reach out online. Find people online that can help you and that can work together. We recently started looking for a 3rd community member. We posted online. We got like almost 60 responses. No, actually, I'm sorry. We got almost 30 responses of people. Like, wow. Really, a lot of people are looking to do this lifestyle. And if you don't put the message out there, how could you ever expect to find anybody? So, post online, find people online, find your community. They most definitely are out there, ladies and gentlemen. Okay. Now, it's not just about finding people that live on your property, right? It's not about finding people that live on your property. It's also about doing business with people in the area, working with people in the area. This is a picture of me buying half a butchered cow from K&C Cattle. They're right down the road. The cattle ranch is about 45 minutes away. This guy lives like 10 minutes away, 5 minutes away, and we paid with Bitcoin. So we decentralized the food while decentralizing the money. Now, how about that? There's strength in numbers, ladies and gentlemen. I promise you, we can work together to build a community of free people. Now, the final piece of this 5-part framework, again, just to review, get your mind right. Come up with a plan. Buy the property. Find the right people. Maybe you find the right people, you switch those up, find the right people, then acquire the property. But I tell you what, it's going to take a lot of work. Let's just go ahead and put that on the table. You're going to have to commit. You're going to have to set time aside to find the property, to pull the money together. And once you have the property, the work is just beginning. But this is a picture of Becca hosting a farm day permablitz. There's our good friend Carly with her daughter. She actually has baby in hand. Talk about massive action. There's my daughter helping out. They weeded the whole wicking bed garden there as well. This whole wicking bed project, a wicking bed is a garden bed that has a reservoir at the bottom, and the reservoir holds water, and then the plant roots wick the water up into the soil. So this is me and Brad actually cutting and busting up these IBC totes and then putting them in, getting them planted. And we recently, in order to combat the sticker burrs that are pretty crazy here in Texas, we recently put down some mulch, which is going really well. But, you know, it takes a village, it takes a lot of people working together. And I want to let you know, guys, we do have a freedom community with over 41,000 people participating and active. It's called the Freedom Cell Network. You can join absolutely for free, freedomcells.org. Our intention is to take this information, to take this exit and build philosophy and create a decentralized network of freedom-loving people that work together to exit the matrix and build a free world. We're going to connect these communities. We're all going to get off-grid and independent of those systems. Now, let me ask you this, folks. If it worked for me, if it's worked for other folks, do you think this could work for you? Do you think that this could work for you? Let me know in the chat. Can this work for you? The 5-part framework. Let me know in the chat. And I do want to ask you a question. I'd love to ask your permission to share about the Exit and Build Land Summit, this incredible event that we have coming up later in May. It is going to absolutely blow you away. We are so excited at the opportunity to present this event. So we've been doing this webinar. It's been a free webinar, but now I want to take an opportunity to share about this really incredible event that we have. Some of you already have your tickets. So kudos to you that got your tickets early. But this event is coming up. It is a game changer. And I promise you there's been folks that have just radically accelerated their mission in order to make this happen. So again, the event is called the Exit and Build Land Summit. The Exit and Build Land Summit. It's taking place May 17th through the 19th. May 17th through the 19th. If you join us in person, there's actually farm tours taking place where you can go tour farms that are really doing this, communities that are doing this. On top of that, the meals that we eat during the week, during the weekend conference, the 17th, 18th, and 19th, the food is actually sourced from local farms in the community. So let me break down exactly what this event is about. I'm going to play a short video. It's just about 1 minute and 40 seconds, and it'll give you a good idea of what this event is all about. The entire system, government, mega corporations, the media is basically a big fraud. After COVID, this pandemic, a lot of people woke up. They pushed too hard and caused a lot of people to start questioning the status quo. We decided, let's put together an event, bring together people that want to homestead, that want to build community, but don't know how or don't believe in their ability to do so.
We have the hippies and the lefties, and then we have the Ron Paul libertarians and the Rothbardian and the anarchists.
This homesteading, regenerative agriculture, permaculture, living together, buying land cooperatively, that is the new path forward.
It's brought together people from all walks of life, and that's what's so beautiful is that when you come together for a purpose like this, it unites everyone rather than divides everyone.
Don't just oppose something, rather stand for something.
The Exit and Build Land Summit has been awesome, and I would say to anybody out there who's considering doing this next year, do it. You won't be disappointed.
Oh, sorry about that, folks. The very end of that thing, he says, I highly recommend going. Let me see if I can just cue it up to the end. Let me see if this works.
This next year, do it. You won't be disappointed.
Okay. video is all building up to the cool part, but that's a great testimonial because our guy John W. there had a blast. He highly recommends going. The event has been transformational for so many people. Let me share a little bit more about it for you guys, and then I do want to let you know we do have a special offer for y'all. If you guys make a purchase today of an in-person ticket or a virtual ticket, we'll actually hook you up with a $397 course. It's called the Buy Land Build Community Bootcamp. So let me go ahead and put the website here. The website is exitandbuildlandsummit.com, exitandbuildlandsummit.com. Billy says he got a ticket and he's spreading the word. Love to hear that. Absolutely love to hear that. Let me drop the website here for the YouTube audience. We don't normally do... That's not the website. We don't normally do YouTube streams as well for our webinars, but I felt compelled to do it today so you guys could get a taste of what this event is all about. exitandbuildlandsummit.com, exitandbuildlandsummit.com is the website. I want to invite you. So there's a couple different ways to attend, okay, folks? And again, if you purchase before we wrap up, we're actually going to hook you up with the Buy Land Build Community Bootcamp. So let me share what the price is here to participate. We'll go ahead and reveal the price for you folks. But just want to share real quick. If you purchase before we wrap up the webinar here in like 20 minutes or so, we'll actually hook you up. So this is our online store, livefree.academy/store. We have the Buy Land Build Community Bootcamp here. It's $397. The special virtual pass I'm about to share with you doesn't even cost anywhere near that, so you're really getting special value. Purchase before we wrap up, you get the Buy Land Build Community Bootcamp 3. It's 10 hours of material. It's a 2-day workshop. You get instant replay access to the recording, and this is just going to teach you how to accelerate your plans, to how to find the land. A lot of the stuff we talked about today, it's going to go in depth. You get this absolutely free. It's a $397 value. Now, the 2 ways to attend this event. There's actually 3 ways. You can sign up for free, but you're only going to get the first day and a half. There's going to be no bonuses. You don't get the bonus Buy Land Build Community Bootcamp, but you can sign up for free. We want to get as many people to watch this as possible, but you miss the second half of day 2 and all of day 3, which is where all the cool workshops go. I want to encourage you to get a virtual pass. If you can't come in person, that's the best way to attend, but I want to encourage you to get a virtual pass. You get to watch the entire thing. You get lifetime access to the replays. You get all sorts of incredible and powerful bonuses as well, okay? Not only that, but you're also going to get to ask questions of the speakers, and on top of that, you're going to get to connect and network with the other participants. Or you can join us in person here in Bastrop. We have a whole team of people to help you find the right hotels. We got discounted hotels. We're just 30 minutes from the Austin airport, and we make it as easy and comfortable as possible for everybody that participates. Okay, guys? So there's the virtual immersion pass. You get these incredible bonuses. We're going to get you the Land Summit Power Pack. That's Cynthia Tina did a talk at Land Summit 1. Intro to Intentional Communities, why they matter, how you can find them, and a quick global tour. Again, exitandbuildlandsummit.com is the website. exitandbuildlandsummit.com is the website. You also get a video talk from Marjorie Wildcraft, how to grow half your food in your own backyard in less than 1 hour per day. And finally, this one's awesome. Curtis Stone, the off-grid farmer, urban farmer, formerly urban farmer. He gave a talk at the last Land Summit on finding the perfect homestead property. It was an absolute crush fest. That talk was really, really special. Okay, guys? On top of that, we're going to get you Diana Leaf Christian decision-making and legal structures for building community. Diana Leaf Christian is an expert on intentional community, and if you're looking to purchase land with others, this is definitely a solid, solid way to get everybody together to figure all that out. Again, the website is exitandbuildlandsummit.com, exitandbuildlandsummit.com. Let me show you how much this virtual pass costs. I really want to encourage folks, if this framework resonated with you, this event has just absolutely ignited and motivated people to join. All right, so you get the 3 days of the presentation, you get lifetime access to the replays, you get to participate in our intentional community matchmaking session, you get the virtual bonus number 1, the Land Summit Power Pack, Diana Leaf Christian, bonus number 2, decision making and legal structures, you get lifetime access to our Land Summit community group. It's a total value $2,182. We're going to give it to you for just $157. That's it, $157. Now, let me share a quick video with you guys. Be sure to ask questions. If anybody has any questions about the event, if anybody has any questions about anything else, just let me know in the chat. You can do Q&A only. We'll be able to take those questions. But let me play a quick video of just how this event impacted some people that were able to come or watch online. Hey, I'm here with Andrea and Steve, and they're at an event. We're putting on the Food Resiliency Town Hall here at Live Free Academy headquarters, and they were sharing with me that participating in the Exit and Build Land Summit was the motivation they needed to exit and build and get some land. You want to share some of your story and how that event had an impact on y'all's success?
We've been considering relocating for some time, but we really didn't have the impetus to act, because of the financial and logistics. And we're on a 2-week vacation in Sedona in our RV. And we actually participated over the computer on the Exit and Build summary class. And in the middle of the vacation, I looked at Andrea and said, "We're driving to Texas. We're going to buy a ranch."
Let's go.
She went, "Uh-oh." And we did. We drove 4 days and we spent a week in Texas and we looked over maybe 100 properties or so. We tried to be in Bastrop, but we couldn't get out there. We're in Rockdale.
You're close.
We found a real nice property. We're on 20 acres in Bastrop.
Oh, right. That's a lot of land.
It is. We've got a little greenhouse going. We started an orchard. There's a couple of trees in there. We're moving as much as we can. So
cool.
It was a big move, but now that it's in the past, it seems like it didn't seem that hard, but it sure did seem hard on the other side. And we took a lot of motivation from the class, and massive action was definitely the mantra. And
Good.
We did it. So we appreciate all your people, your speakers, and you and Rebecca and Skusen, everybody did a really great job in that seminar. So.
Well, I love hearing that. So what's the country life like?
I love it.
Yeah?
It's so awesome.
Y'all were in California before.
We were in California
quite the upgrade.
Yes.
Living
at the beach.
Living an easy life at the beach in the middle of the police state in California.
Yep.
So we work every day and we enjoy it. I'm much more active than I was, and all my skills of building and construction that I did in my 20s and 30s are back now.
All right.
So we're doing a lot of stuff ourselves, and it's really good. I'm enjoying it. I'm really enjoying it, and we're looking forward to build some self-sufficiency over the next year or two. I think it'll take us a little while,
Excellent.
but we hope to learn some more skills. We're registered for a few of the other classes coming up here. We'll learn some more things.
Okay.
And it's very helpful to have someone to help us.
All right. Well, it's been very nice to meet you. Appreciate it. So if you're wanting to move out to the country, exit the big cities, but for some reason or another, you're not making it happen, check out Exit and Build Land Summit and the work we do at Live Free Academy. It'll be the kick in the butt you need to take massive action and change your life. Thank you so much, y'all.
Thank you.
Okay, so incredible couple. Grown to know them since their attendance. They visited us here at the office as well. So really, really powerful event. If you're like on the fence, if you feel like you can't put it together, the event will definitely accelerate and kickstart. Let me show you some of the speakers real quick before I break down what the in-person pass entails. Okay, so again, the website is exitandbuildlandsummit.com, exitandbuildlandsummit.com. We're going to hear from Joel Salatin, the one, the only, myself, my lovely wife, Rebecca. Mike Adams will be joining us. Excited about that. Jack Spirko and Nicole Sauce, Yoshi and Pola Pantera, Derek Bros, Molly Engelhardt of the Kiss the Ground documentary, Patry Friedman. We got Kurt, Lucinda, Danny, and Vanessa. David Holmgren's going to be doing, this guy's one of the founders of permaculture. He's going to do a virtual presentation. A lot of folks are excited about Matt Powers. He's also a permaculture guy as well. So go ahead and get your tickets now. Again, ladies and gentlemen, if you get your ticket before we wrap up, we're going to hook you up with for free. So again, you pay $157 for a virtual immersion pass, and you get this $397 course absolutely free. It's available in our store right now for $397, but you're going to get it free just to pay $157. Now, the in-person event, if you can come out, we got an incredible team. We've really become well known for hosting just a really prestigious, finely produced event. You'll join us in person. There's 3 days of conference, and the day before, on the 16th, and the day after, May 20th, there's actually farm tours. So on the first day, you'll be able to visit 3 farms in the Bastrop area. One of them will provide a farm-to-table lunch. And then on day 5, the 20th, we're going out to Molly Engelhardt's Sovereignty Ranch. I was just there for Alex Zeck's Confluence event. I tell you, it was a transformational event. It happened during the eclipse. It was like, whoa. I've just been in the zone ever since then. So I don't know if I was just prepared for the message that I heard or just like everything's just clicking for me. And on that note, I just know how important it is that we exit the cities and we build these communities out in the country. If you have any questions about the event, if you want to purchase a ticket over the phone, Ryan Manitti, the Vice President of Sales over at Live Free Academy, is standing by right now. You can reach him at 512-866-4439. That's 512-866-4439. So if you come in person, folks, there's 2 ways to attend. You can get a regular pass or you can get a VIP pass. The regular pass comes with a whole slew of bonuses. We're going to hook you up with the replays, actually, of each event, which is pretty cool. That's a huge value to get all the replays. So the past 3 land summits, we're going to hook you up with the replays from those. You'll hear from Joel Skousen, Curtis Stone, Taylor Monroe of the Permaculture Guild, Paul Wheaton, the Duke of Permaculture. You'll get this awesome 2-hour Meet the Experts exclusive session we did with Joel Salatin. You'll get an awesome 2-hour exclusive session with Jeff Lawton. Those are pre-recorded to get instant access to those. That's if you come with the regular pass. Now, if you get a VIP pass, you get to get entry into the VIP lounge where you'll be able to mix it up and mingle with the speakers. That's pretty cool. We also have coffee and all sorts of really nice local treats in there. We do it up and decorate it real nice. The woman that lives on our property, Tanya, actually helps to decorate that. It's really cool. You get front row seating. And you get invited to the exclusive VIP dinner. It's going to be at our property, Radical Roots Ranch. I shared the picture earlier. So we invite everyone into our home. We have a nice dinner, very fancy. People absolutely love it. We get to have some drinks and just relax and connect with one another. You'll get a special bonus, how to 10x your exit and build goals. You'll get 3 months of the membership program, the new membership program we're launching, 3 months for free with a VIP pass. And as a member, you'll get to come to a private dinner with Joel Salatin. That's for members only, but your VIP pass comes with 3 months. Now, the regular ticket sells for $347. Now, the retail price is $397, but it's on sale right now for $347. So get your tickets quick before that price goes up. The VIP pass normally sells for $997, but we're selling it right now for $897. I do hope that you'll join us in person. It's the best way to attend the event. I see that the orders are rolling in, so shout out to Leah for getting your ticket. Shout out to everybody that's purchasing your tickets. We really are excited about connecting with you and having you be a part of this group. Let me check for questions. Does anybody have a question about the event, a question about the framework? If you're looking for any advice, let me know now. We're going to be wrapping up here pretty soon. I want to thank you for joining us for the Finding Freedom in the Country webinar. Now's the time if you have a question about the event. You can also call us 512-866-4439. 512-866-4439. Give us a call if you're interested in attending. If you have any questions about it, if you want to place an order over the phone. We do accept Bitcoin Cash as well. So the 5-part framework, whether you join us or not, I hope that you will implement this 5-part framework in your life. Remember, it's get your mind right, come up with the plan, acquire the property, find your people, and take massive action. Take massive action in pursuit of your goals. And I guarantee if you persist, if you believe in yourself, if you conceive of something big, and if you believe in your ability to make it happen, you can achieve it, most definitely. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you so much for joining us again. exitandbuildlandsummit.com. We're going to wrap up here like right now, so this is your chance to get the Buy Land Build Community Bootcamp. Me and my lovely wife really put a lot of information from what we've learned from our experience, what we've learned from other people that are doing similar things. You're going to learn all sorts of great information, a master class about your mindset. We'll give you a strategy session to come up with a real-world plan, dive into the tools and methods for finding the land. We talk about permaculture design for your property, building plans, different types of homes that you can purchase, different growing methods, how you can build community schools. All sorts of resources are provided. Again, that's a $397 course that we do, but we're going to hook it up for free if you purchase the ticket for just $157. Pay $157. You get a $397 course on top of all the incredible bonuses and everything that you get from the virtual pass. But you got to purchase. We're about to end it right now. Don't worry, you can call us at 866-4439 as well, 866-4439. Hey, well, thank you so much, everybody, for joining us. Maria's saying, how much is the membership? The membership is going to launch likely tomorrow or the next day. We're going to launch with the entry-level price for people that get in with this little entry-level period, but then eventually the membership will be $97 a month. $97 a month. There'll also be a level 2 membership. All sorts of great perks. I'm not going to get into all the specifics here. If you want to sign up for the waiting list on the membership, you can go to livefreemembership.com. livefreemembership.com, and we'll be sure to reach out to you about everything. livefreemembership.com if you want to sign up on the waiting list. But we're going to be launching that here pretty soon. But if you get a VIP ticket, you get 3 months for free. So we're trying to pack in as much value. We really want people to come in person. It's really special. We're going to have 400 plus people all in attendance, all mixing it up. When we're all combined there, networking, people have met their significant other. People have had babies a few years after attending the Land Summit. People have started business ventures together. It's just really a great way to bring people together and to leverage the power of strength in numbers, which is really what we enjoy to do here at Live Free Academy. So again, 512-866-4439. If they don't pick up, because leave a voicemail, we'll still count you for that bonus. But the bonus will be ending the Buy and Land Build Community Bootcamp. I want to thank you so much for joining us, ladies and gentlemen. My name's John Bush of Live Free Academy. It is our pleasure to serve our audience to help you accelerate your exit and build goals. Until